Hey guys, this is just an announcement about the ebook that I recently published, 200 plus common Aussie English phrasal verbs. And these are all phrasal verbs that aren't unique to Australian English, at least not the first 200 that I go through in the ebook. They're found in American English as well as English from England or Scotland or Ireland, the UK. But they're all phrasal verbs that I would use in everyday English. I've gone through meticulously listing the ones that I use and then coming up with producing 3 examples for every single phrasal verb that I talk about, that I mention, in order to give you an idea of how I would use this in everyday English. So the 200 plus common Aussie English phrasal verbs ebook is 100% free. Guys, you can download it for free on the Aussie English Podcast website. So go to www.theaussieenglishpodcast.com, and then next to the About section at the top of the page is a free ebook section that you can click on, and then you can download the PDF for free. So the next 8 or so episodes are going to be short little episodes that I'll upload onto the podcast, and they are going to be a sample of the audio that I'm going to record for the 200 plus common Aussie English phrasal verbs ebook. The ebook is going to be free, but I will be charging a small amount for the audio files that are going to take me a little while to produce. And these are the kinds of things that you'll be able to put on your iPhone or your iPod or phone, whatever you're using to listen to this podcast. And they'll be short, probably about 3 minutes long each, and you'll be able to listen to them on the go. So whenever you're walking, whenever you're listening to the podcast, whenever you're out and about and practicing your English, your Aussie English, you can listen to these short episodes or these short sample files for the 200 plus common Aussie English phrasal verbs, and it'll really help you target passively as well as actively practice how to use these phrasal verbs. So every single one of these phrasal verbs has come with a definition in the ebook, as you will see, and I've also listed 3 examples of how I would use each particular phrasal verb in English, in Aussie English, and I also show you which phrasal verbs you can split and which phrasal verbs feel incredibly unnatural to split or that you just would never split in English. And you'll see in the ebook how I've outlined whether or not you can do that with each phrasal verb. And every single example section, if you can split it, should also include an example where the phrasal verb isn't split, where it's not separated with the subject in between it, and an example where the subject is found after it. Anyway, check out the ebook and you'll see what I mean when I describe what the ebook is written for and how to use it on the 3rd page. And let me know what you think, guys. Also, check out the following 8 episodes, as I'm sure most of you will, and tell me what you think about the setup of how I've recorded these sample files. So this is more or less a test. I want to see what you guys think, how you respond, and if I can add anything else to them to make them more useful to you. So if you don't like the format, you want the example sentences read at the end of the file or read at the front of the file, or maybe the files will be too long, maybe they'll be too short, give me some feedback on Facebook if you can, and I will hopefully take whatever I can from you guys with regards to feedback on how to improve these files and apply it when I go to record all 200 common Aussie English phrasal verbs. I might also just quickly add that there's a bonus section at the back of the ebook as well, where I've included 80 plus very Aussie phrasal verbs. So these are phrasal verbs that are, to me at least, are particularly common in Australian English and are probably less likely to be heard or to be used by people speaking American English or people speaking British English, so the English from England. That's not to say that none of the very Aussie phrasal verbs at the end are never used by Americans or by British people. However, they are very, very common here in Australia. So they are definitely the kind of verbs that you will want to practice if and when you come to Australia and want to be able to understand what native Australian English speakers are saying when they speak to you, and also if you want to be able to fit in a little better and use more Australian English when you converse, when you chat to local Aussies. Anyway, guys, that was just a little intro, a little discussion about the ebook and my ideas for it. Give me some feedback if you can on the audio files that will follow this introductory episode, and I'll take that on board. I'll write it down, I'll take note of it, and try and implement it when I go to record the entire 280 phrasal verbs for the ebook. And I just want to say again, a big thank you to everyone for listening to the podcast. I'm really touched that I can produce something for you guys that can help your Aussie English, that can help you improve your English as a whole. And yeah, I'm really grateful that you are enjoying what I'm doing so far. So thank you very much, guys, and keep listening.